Peace. We shooting like a gat, nigga. Yo, it's Jasmar's podcast. And we live, you know what I mean? Mac Anthony in the fucking building. Book. Yo, we live. This shit finna be ill. Few things we gotta get out the way, you know what I'm saying? Happy Memorial Day. You know what I'm saying? If y'all celebrate this shit, yo, and fuck you if you trying to run a nigga over just cause you want to buy a flag for Memorial Day in the grill, nigga. Fuck you. But yo, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shit, we ain't really got nothing planned here. Nah, man, I'm going to my fucking Gramps. You know what I'm saying? You know, she a bit senile. You know, she older. Oh, that's cool, kid. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna go over there. You know, kids and, you know, family shit. Yo, like a gathering. Yo, let me go to that shit. Nigga, you come, nigga. Motherfucking Juice gonna come. I ain't seen Juice in years, nigga. Man, a whole bunch of people about to go to that shit. You might as well come to that shit. You ain't doing shit but playing Halo. I don't like Halo, though. I don't like that shit. It's boring. Well, niggas, you still ain't doing shit. But anyway, yo, get with it. But yo, man, I really just wanted to say Happy Memorial Day, nigga. I don't know why you talking about me playing Halo and I don't like that game. I whoop your ass after the show. Anyway, yo, today's show, tonight rather, we got James in the building.
That's right.
Yo, we gonna interview him. You know, legendary XTV star. Started his own show, 007. You know, later Vice City and all these other different things. And we gonna walk into his career, his path. Word. Welcome to the podcast. Anything you want to say to open up? Any accolades I missed? You know what I mean? I get high.
No, there's no accolades or nothing like that. I'm a very humble person, you know. I'm just that type of person where people will say I'm good at this and say I'm not, and I get that little funny feeling in my chest, like stop talking so much good stuff about me, hate me a little bit. You know, I'm just that kind of person.
You a piece of shit.
Thank you. That I like that more than, you know, admiration.
Yo, I'm bullshitting. Anyway, James, how'd you get your start in XTV?
Well, it was back in maybe 96 or 97, I think. And, you know, I just, the Blow Agent, Super Duper's first video game for Nintendo 64, and, you know, it was a different style in XTV. Never was there guns being used before. But Tony B's mom, you know, she figured, okay, he's old enough, he can have this game. But first he has to say the name of the game, and he had to spell it and, you know, say the name of it. And he didn't know how to spell around this time. So after a while, you know, he's like, oh, GoldenEye. But that's because he got another kid in his neighborhood, Alex, to help him out. You know what I mean? And he was like, oh, you know, she was happy about it. She was proud of him. And for his birthday in maybe 96, probably 97, though, now I'm remembering this, that's when she bought it. You know, and it was the new show on XTV, and I was hitting.
What you think captured the audience at that time, man?
Just how different it was. You know, the music, you know, me making my own songs, and it was blood. It was guns. You know, it was a style that was never seen before. And I think anytime something new enters the territory, you know, it's going to be met with not necessarily acclaim, but people are going to pay attention to it because you have this thing that's in black and white. You know, that's kind of how I look at XTV. Prior to me, it felt like it was just in black and white. You know, and it was just no other way of seeing XTV, and I kind of brought more color to it. Mario as well, you know, and you can say Pain and Dematic, but it was still kind of the dark period. And, you know, we woke XTV up for that time, and I think that's what made the audience gravitate towards it.
That shit was fucking ill though, man. You know, the music, I mean, it's just crazy for me as a fan of, you know, it's like, excuse me, just watching this shit, play out like you a double O agent shooting these niggas and shit like that and all that. Yo, he made the fucking noise. You know what I mean? Ooh, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just all these different things that were happening. Then you singing, you gotta, you get caught. It was some old psycho shit to me. You know what I mean? This nigga just killing people and singing some old Jason type shit. That's what caught me as a fan. I had to be fucking fucking 6. You know what I'm saying? Watching that shit. And it was like, yo, this the crank. You know what I mean? Going over to my pop's house. Yo, Uncle Leroy going up to the store, getting a little fucking VHS tapes, getting the magazines. Oh, shit. This nigga bringing memories only on Jasmar's podcast. Yeah, man. Shit was ill. That's what I like, though. I know I said I'm a humble guy and I don't like accolades, but I like when, fans go there with memories. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I didn't know what I was doing at the time. Not that I wasn't appreciating, me doing what I did. I just didn't know it affected people like this, like that. Hell yeah, yo. Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Brother Lynch hung and that shit, yo. Straight up. I'm gonna kick Mac Anthony ass later. Fuck you, Jess. Yo, we'll talk about that probably on another podcast. Anyway, James. So yeah, you did your thing. I mean, the show was like an instant hit, right? Exactly. And I think, like I said, it was different for the time. But you look back at it, it's hard to remember because we didn't record it. It was just something we just did, and audience flocked to it, and it lasted a great while. I would say it lasted from maybe 97 to probably 98. Only 2 years or a year maybe. And that's because 006 with the Dogs, my brother's show, Alec, popped off, and his show did so well. And I was on that show. I felt weird having 2 shows at that time. Yeah. So did it bother you that, your brother was brought in on your show? He was on XTV West at first, right? Yeah, exactly. He was on XTV West first, and, for whatever reason, he moved to XTV East. I'm pretty sure he'll probably tell you why he did that, but, and it was for the better. Because once he moved over there, I mean, success just came to him at a very rapid rate. And, I'm not surprised by it, though. Alec has always been talented, and, we always just made people laugh. And for whatever reason, he was that younger brother, that would go that extra mile. Like, if I do this to make the people laugh, he does 10 other things, and I just did this one thing to make people laugh. He always is very eccentric, and he goes all over the place just to make somebody laugh. And he's put his body on the line, as Monster was talking about on your podcast. I know it's not uploaded yet, but yeah, yo, I just want to apologize. You know what I'm saying, for the podcast slowly being uploaded and shit. It's just we got a lot going on. Fuck soccer moms. But anyway, James. So your show's doing good, you know what I'm saying, and it's canceled. Now you on 006 with the Dogs. How did this come about? Well, this was just something Alec did, and it was based off of my music, 006 with the Dogs, the theme of GoldenEye. And he kind of centered the impact that show was making, along with his own little thing, and it took off. And I think what made his differ from mine is his was more live action. And that's probably what killed it in hindsight, is that his was more action oriented and it was live action. You could see it. Me, it was sort of one dimensional, just a gun and me singing and shooting people. It gets old after a while. Meanwhile, you got this other guy, he's doing this, he has side characters. It's not just one, first person type of view. It's more going on. You know what I mean? And it's all coming at you. And I think it was a lot more physical. It was a lot more fun, I should say, and of course that's what took off, and it was a great time.
And, a lot of people ask, oh, James, were you jealous of Alec? Or, no, we were really happy, the whole family. So, man, it's like success was just big for you. You became that A-list dude. That's right, that's right. You had your own movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, right after this, 006 with the dog shooting to the top, like, you couldn't be stopped. I mean, where was you before this? You know what I mean? Job to job, check to check, I worked at a realtor company, and I worked in Winn Dixie for a few years as a bag boy. I was a bag boy, and that was a boring job. 7.25 an hour, and dealing with soccer mom, fuck 'em, and just all these different things that I would run into. So it was that, and it was all kind of different things, but that was like, I think, the main job that lasted the longest. I remember having an office job. I forgot what I did because I only lasted like 2 months or 2 weeks there, because I didn't like it was tension there. There was a lot of tension, I didn't like the tension. And so I just wanted to do something that was just fitting. And, it was a casting call and all that. And I fit the role. I have the voice. And I was what they wanted. And I think that everything just kind of fell into place at the right time. Like I said, job to job, check to check, being broke, you know what I mean? Eating tuna fish. And then I remember a tuna fish cake. My buddy Fred, he was on The Real World, We gonna talk about that shit later. But no, my buddy Fred, we used to make tuna fish cake. It was so gross, it was so disgusting. But if you're broke, you'll love it. It's tuna fish, and it's a bunch of eggs, and like, you bake it, in the oven. And, it's that, and there's grits in it, and rice, and it's a great broke person meal, you know what I mean? Happy birthday, you're broke. That's real, that's real. So, the show popped off, when you did 006. Where are you mentally at this state? I mean, I think a lot of people, around this period was doing drugs, and other different shit to stay relevant, but you kind of kept out of that, you know what I mean? For the most part, I tried to, I should say. But now I delved in. Yo, I thought you were the clean nigga. You delved into the drugs and shit. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was married to Brandy, who I met at Winn Dixie, when I was working there as a bag boy. And she was a cashier. And, I just loved her. Like, we could talk for hours and hours about nothing. You know what I mean? Just talk about this little stain on the wall. I told you to clean that shit up, nigga. Sorry, man. We could just talk about anything. And I think that we just instantly clicked because it was somebody that, I think what people don't understand about love, if it's not something you have to chase. It's not that woman that you have to chase down and, finally talk to her. It's like, you can do that, but this was a woman that she came to me, I came to her, and love was right there. It wasn't like this chick hates me and I'm trying to run after her because I think she looks pretty and think it's something there. No, there's no connection. It was an instant connection with me and her. And, once I got successful is when things started to change. The show's doing good, and you're at the party with all these guys, and you've been the lonely guy in the corner for like 5 months, all because you won't participate in certain activities or do certain drugs, and you just get tired of being that lonely guy in the corner, and you're always on a road, and after a while you're just like, okay, I'll snort one line, because you guys keep telling me, and you snort one, and it's like, whoa. It makes you forget about all your problems. All the anxiety goes away. You're not so, tight. You know what I mean? You're more loose. You're open. You're talking about NASCAR. And you don't even like NASCAR. You're talking about how you don't like NASCAR, but you wished you liked NASCAR so you could talk to this person about liking NASCAR. And prior to that, it was like
I don't like NASCAR. I don't like basketball. I don't like football. I don't like no sports. But all these guys in this room are talking about the same kind of sports, and I'm just like quiet because I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But I snort this one line, and I'm like, I don't like NASCAR. I don't like basketball. I don't see why you like basketball. I don't see why you like football. And my nose just went out of control. And yeah, it started when success came in, and I'll say the drugs, the women, all of that, all plays a factor. It's that same old rise and fall story. When you're rising, the drugs are good, and you're just a party guy. When you're falling, you're a drugged out fuck. Word, word. Niggas need to hear that. Clean your ears. You need to hear that. Word. So anyway, the drugs, party life going on. You say you was promiscuous. Yeah, I had sex with like every girl I could see. I'll be talking to them, having sex with them, saying how I don't want to cheat on my wife while I'm cheating on her. Having sex in their bed, like, I don't want to do this. You don't understand? I don't want to do this. Oh my God, did you not? Oh God, I don't want to do this. Different things like that going on. And it was a long, heavy lifestyle that I continued to live, and it was just so many instances where I should have stopped, and I'll say that the night of our marriage, me and Brandy, we finally got married because she didn't know about this stuff going on. She thought I was just so happy about success when she seen me high on coke, and it was the day of our wedding. I cheated, for the fifth time the night of our wedding, and she wanted me to go to the store for cheeseburgers or whatever. She was asleep, you know what I mean, and she wanted me to go to or something because she was pregnant, and I go to the store for cheeseburgers, and the lady at the cashier, I lost my mind, and I I had sex with her. You know what I mean? The night of our wedding, she's like 6 months pregnant. Oh no, 3 weeks pregnant at this point. Pregnant. Shut up. You know what I mean? Oh no, 16 weeks. She was 16 weeks. And she finally came to the store because I guess I was taking so long, and she was all terrified, and she called me right behind the counter. The day we got married, she's 13 weeks pregnant. You know what I mean? And I tell you, she cursed me. I'm not going to curse. I'm not going to say some of the words she said. That's fucking ill. Bombshell, Jasmar's podcast. Got to put my tag so you niggas don't steal it. But yo, that's crazy, man. Oh, brother. I was in the doghouse after that for a while. She didn't talk to me. The ring was flushed down the toilet, and divorce papers come in. And I had to plead, and we just got married that night. Yo, shit, this is like a fast rise, man. You know what I mean? The success as far as the TV show. Let me just tell you this: the success as far as the TV shows that I was getting, right? That was good. The money I was making, the ratings, everything was good. It was just at home. That's when it really first started to fall. Before the shows fell and all the checks bounced and all these crazy things that go along with being successful, my life was fucked up first. And, it took months to, convince Randy, no, this is not what you want to do. This is not what we're going to do. And after a while, she was like, James, just start going to church, okay? I don't know what's going on. And I think I admitted it to her. I'm like, look, I started doing coke with, I'm not going to name drop anybody, but, and I just started trying to have fun with the people, and I kind of got lost. Went to rehab, and, I fixed myself up, and the divorce was not intact, but it was still shaky, Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Word. Word. So you and Brandy, you know what I mean? Y'all getting together and stuff, and your son comes in, and you immediately put him on the show. Little 7, that's right. Man, how the fuck, yo?
he's just a little guy that we thought was funny. I mean, talking to Grandpa Joe and the people I would meet being successful, he talked to me how he got Payne and D-Matic, on. He's just seen them joking in the living room. I seen my son just joking to himself in the living room and said I should bring him on. And I didn't expect him to get that popular, where sometimes his segments, because around this time, 007, I think it returned because people were missing it. And then, so it didn't last 2 years. I apologize. It came back. And then, his segment was always more popular than mine. And finally, he was on 006 with the dogs, and yeah. That's ill, man. So bringing your son in, I mean, were you nervous? It was tough, I just remember telling Brandy, look, I'm going to put Little Double O on TV since he's able to talk now and stuff. She's like, do whatever you want to do, James. Just get the hell out of my face. And, we just weren't talking for like 2 years. Yo, man, how'd y'all get y'all relationship right? I had to clean myself up, but scars and scars just kind of appeared, and certain things I just wasn't ready for. It was that fast success, man. Just shit was fast, and I wasn't really ready for that. I wasn't ready for it to be that fast, and I was doing so much drugs and booze, trying to like hide the pain, because I was so nervous, and I never seen these type of people coming up to me saying I changed their life, I mean, just imagine you're just walking, and then you get popular for walking. It's like, and then people say, oh my God, you changed my life by the way you walk. And you're like, okay, part of you is going to want to continue, if you're a good person, to continue to inspire them. You know what I mean? But the other part of you is like, why do you like the way I walk? You know what I mean? What am I doing so impactful towards you? And, I tried to walk that walk, and shit, I didn't know how to keep up with it, because I'll have one girl come in there, you changed my life. Oh, you're not walking the same no more. I don't like you anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, what am I really doing that's impacting people? And, you wind up snorting a line, shooting a needle, and that's the traps I fell in. And, it got bad. Yo, it's this story, right? It say you spent like $2 million on fucking coke, nigga. Like, was you doing your own drug smuggling just for yourself? That's an exaggerated story. It's 3 million. All right, three, not two. Anyway, you know, yeah, I did that and got high as hell. Did you ever OD off of that shit for reals, nigga? Yeah. That's actually the point that brought me and Brandy together. Again, we started talking. This is around the GTA time period, the first GTA, and I was doing my show, and we had a very successful show with Payne and all of them. And I come home and I just pass out because it was a hell of a party. I just fainted, I guess, and I lied to Brandy. I kept on telling her, I don't know. I guess I'm having seizures. She was trying to get me right, and we were talking again, and yeah. So damn, man, like yo, this 23 minutes in, and we already got bombshell at the bombshell, nigga. Like fuck. So GTA coming, is like probably way more successful than 007 because it was you in a bad role. I mean, how did you feel about that? Very strange, because it was a different role I was taking. 007, I was the good guy, and now I'm the bad guy. I'm the anti-hero. And so I think what inspired this though was Training Day came out around that time. Denzel Washington, and he was always a good guy in the movies prior to this, and then at that movie, that's his first bad role. You know, and I think that's what inspired us to do it. It's like, damn, how about we do that to you? Because you've never been a bad guy. And, we did it. And it was... you know, we did that, and it was very successful. I don't even know what to attribute it to, but I think it was just the different people that were in there. You had the Pain in there, you had Trunks, you had everybody there, and you got some Donkey Kong, you got some 007, and you got a very variety of what was already popular, all put into one show. And you know, people that like this are going to flock to it because they like this, and this audience is going to flock to this because they like this, and so everybody watched it and everybody enjoyed it because it was us at our prime. You know what I mean? As far as the Donkey Kong 64 era, all that, it was everybody in their prime. So I think that's why it popped off and made sense, kind of. You know, but it was different to see me in that role, but people still wanted to see me because my last show was Tomorrow Never Dies, and you know, it did okay. It wasn't the best show. It wasn't better than 007. My Grand Theft was that show. Like, this is how we want to see you, you know. So, I mean, like we done kind of skipped a little portion. We done kind of jumped way ahead. That's okay. You know, but we might backtrack a bit. You got involved with Laura Croft. Yeah, yeah. What the hell was going on here? Some more coke? Yeah. More coke. I lost my damn mind, you know, and it was just an experiment to see what the audience would think. And you know, it didn't really work out like that because people knew I was with Brandy and all this, but it was still funny, you know. And I wish we still had that Seisman Day. I think Alec came out and was saying how she's a gold digger. You know, it's a long ago story, so that's why it's hard to really remember and say what happened. It's crazy, crazy. All right. So damn, James, you stayed afloat for a while. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was like you almost couldn't fall off. You gotta understand, Jazz, the success of 007, GTA, you know, all of the things I did put me to a level so high in XTV at this point. And I wasn't going anywhere. The audience wasn't going to let me just drop off and do whatever. I was so popular, you know, and I had the soccer moms, and I had, you know, the little kids, and I had everybody that liked me, you know, and I had a style for everybody. Like, I wasn't just a 00 agent. I wasn't just this. I mean, you know, I even went to the ghetto and got Didi and D-Matic. Yo, that's crazy. He called that nigga Didi. You know, I had a variety of audiences. So when you have that many people, you know, and you're the star, the main one that's sticking out because it's under your title. You know, you're the main character. You're the driving force. People want to see you mainly, but they want to see those other guys too. You know, that's why I think I was a real big success. You know, not to boost my ego up, but at that time, that's what it was, and that's how it lasted. And when Vice City came, wow. Shit. Yo, we could talk about this shit for like hours, you know, upon probably days, nigga. You know what I mean? Because this was when you was like your most successful at this point, you know, in your career. How did this even come about, though? Definitely, you know, the GTA series was so popular, and when it got canceled, it got brought back, and then the PS1, I guess, fucked up or whatever. PS2's out, Vice City's out, and it was just so crazy to people. Like, again, you know, it had the elements of everything I did in my career. It had the 007 because I could do person shooter on that, and I did everything that I already did before, but now it was everything that I've ever done in this one format, along with Pain and D-Matic, you know. And this was when life, I thought, was really good, you know, but it's one of those things, like, life looks good, but it's not that good because something else is awaiting you, you know.
Man, I feel like, cause didn't you get like $1 billion from this shit?
Yes, yes.
You got like, and you say the shit, you say it didn't work out. How? Like, how the shit ain't work out and you got $1 billion? How the fuck the shit ain't work out?
Well, Jazz, it didn't. Don't talk to me that way. But it didn't work out because a woman came out, and said that I impregnated her. My past came back to haunt me. And then another woman, and they all took DNA tests, and the tests were positive. And Brandy was just so irate at this point. You know what I mean? Because I had, a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, 13-year-old. She's like, how many times have you cheated on me? Did you cheat on me last year? This bitch says that you have a 1-year-old. And man, she lost it. And finally, enough was enough. And she was like really not talking to me. At this point, my kid was grown, the one I had with her, and he was not talking to me. You know what I mean? I remember him slamming doors in my face. And my life was really coming apart, like really fast. And Vice City eventually it got canceled because a lot was going on with XTV. That's another topic for another day. And it's just a lot was going on with XTV. Like I think a lot more mainstream people that came after Vice City can explain. I would just say the WWE probably took over, in such a way where it killed that, and it was a popular show for the time, but once those issues in my personal life was happening, life wasn't good. And TXG came into the picture.
Um, Yo, this is like the dead point, I guess, for a lot of the 64 era.
Oh, yes.
James, you did it so big with Vice City. Like, how did you and your wife even get back? I mean, if it was that bad.
Once the Sides era was over, Brandy was hurt. You know what I mean? I was hurt. And we just tried to, again, forget about the past. Let's move on. We love each other. Let's do this for our family. And, we did. And, we had to downsize because I started to lose a lot of money. Once the stories got out there, oh, James is boozing. He's a cokehead. He can't be trusted. Once those stories got out there, my star fell off and people weren't fucking with me. The soccer moms, of course, really didn't fuck with me and didn't want little Andy in the room fucking with me, And it wasn't really no core fans because they looked at me as a hero. Even though I did GTA and all that, they still looked at me like I'm the hero. Because Payne and D-Matic on Vice City, they were the more wild ones, and Best even at the time. They were the more wild ones, and I was the more level-headed guy. And now here I am, the level-headed guy, the hero. Even in an anti-hero role, I'm still the hero. But wait a minute, in real life, you do coke, you do booze, you cheat on your wife? You're no good. You're garbage. And just like that, the fans turned on me, and it got really bad. And the sponsors, they left out. And, all these other different things, like where the hell Uncle Sam come from, Now he's saying I owe him. Now the record company doesn't want me. Now, not record company, but recording company. All these stuff, same thing, nigga. Shut up. All these different people no longer want me. And the money started getting lower and lower, and I had to downsize to a trailer, actually. It got that bad. It got bad fast, and that's when the hard times began, that '05. And I made appearances on F&K, and I was not met with good responses because people knew who I was, and I was trying to do the go home, kids, go home, the little gimmick. And it was funny, for a while, but I kept doing it and made it so old really fast,
I was garnering a new audience with that, but the new audience was like, okay, you're doing the same thing. Shut up. And yeah. Yo, but between that, you did fucking Streets of Crime. True Crime. Yeah, yeah. I did that, and that was popular. Another thing that was good, but it wasn't good enough. You gotta understand when the sucker moms hate you, they hate you, and they're gonna try to make sure no matter what you do is gonna be good. They're gonna try to bring everything. Your whole foundation is gonna be brought down. They don't want you to have fun and do coke and all this. No, you're not gonna be an influence on my son, and you're drunk. You're not. And as a result, they took away a lot. And they really worked hard to kill my legacy, and they were very successful at it. At that point, you know, um, again, I downsized to a trailer. You know what I mean? From being at a big expensive mansion to a trailer, and like not even a year. You know what I mean? It got bad really fast, like really fast, and then you gotta put that on top of my addiction already. Because I'm not able to handle stress normally, so I go to drugs. You know what I mean? Brandy's, where's the money? Where is it? One of those extremely, crazy parts in the movie. It's happening to me now. You know what I mean? Where's the check? Where's all the fucking money? She's slobbing all over the place, and the kids are at the dinner table, slowly eating the tuna, looking down, pretending they don't hear us. Man, it got bad. And the F and K appearances, it would just be so weird. Like, I didn't even enjoy that. I didn't enjoy doing F and K. I would come to work, do my segments, and then come back home to a quiet home. And I even brought them there, you know what I mean, to be a part of it. And Brandy was just getting a check. That's why she couldn't act for shit. She was just getting a check, and she'll be out of there. Same thing with my son. In and out, like, okay, I'm going to do my thing, I'm out. And we wouldn't talk to each other. And there was heavy tension between all of us. Damn, yo. So y'all wasn't even like, we weren't a couple. Brandy, for whatever reason, didn't divorce me, though. She stayed with me. We were just business partners at this point, but we were married, and just everything we did, even the real world Tampa, that was a check we were trying to get, and she wanted to paint me in a bad light, and that's what the abusive thing was, because I got tired of her trying to paint me in a bad light, and, I lost my damn mind. So the Real World Tampa Season 2 hits, and you come out as a racist. Damn. I was just fed up, again, it's just being blinded with so much hate, because you were the top, now you're nothing. So you're gonna, let some aggression out and say some things you're gonna regret later. And that's what it was. And the abuse I was doing on my wife, because I was trying to get her to see I'm a good person, it was unnecessary, but she did say she loved me a lot of times, and I would just abuse her. When this shit started, the abuse, though, yeah. Probably about late 06, I just got tired of the silence, and I wanted to break the silence, and the way I did it was through violence. You know what I mean? And she stayed with me. And I'm like, no matter what I do to you, you'll always stay with me. And I toy with her. You know what I mean? And it's only so far you can make a human being a toy before they finally show you they're a human being. And they kick you right in the nuts. Now, during the whole Real World period, you know what I mean? You was real successful. You got your stripes. You back. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's done in a racial way, so it's like, it's weird. But during that whole time, you did Vice City. That's right. You brung it back, you know what I mean? And at the time, it was like mixed. But now, you know what I mean? Surprisingly, on the XTV app, the little thing, XTV network that is, Your shit beat 90 a few times, yo. What you gotta say about that? At that time in '07, people still had Vice City heavy on their mind because it was groundbreaking. You know what I mean? It was so much stuff that went on that was like nothing could top it. So when you bring it back and it's a different feel, now I'm a racist, now my son's a racist, all this stuff. It's like, wait a minute, this is not what Vice City was. What the fuck is this? But in hindsight, you realize, like, even though, yeah, I may be racist and all these other different things, it's like, it got more of a calmer feel, instead of 90. Like, 90 can be a bit much a lot of times, He's very violent. Like, when he says fuck the world, he really, really, really means it. It's like he's not really trying to fuck the world. I'm just saying, he just hates, like, he really expresses himself in a very serious way, and me, I was a lot more calmed and, relaxed and just said, if you fuck with my family, I fuck you up, which I think is everybody's mentality. Like, if somebody messes with your son, your wife, or whatever, you're going to want to strike back. And, that's the mentality I had, but it was more, done in a racial way, but you could relate to it. And, it's just that other thing that's just like, hey, I hate this guy, but, his opinions, he just wants to raise his family in a safe environment. That's an okay opinion. And, I'm not really surprised at it. We're at a different era in XTV, and people are starting to more so appreciate certain past works. But at that time, of course it's not going to work. So, yo, James, 41 minutes in this, you done dropped bombshell after bombshell. Scared what you gonna say next. Oh, don't be scared. Scared what you gonna say next. But, how was you and your whole family's relationship? Your brother and shit? Me and Alec were cool, Alec was the same guy, he was successful and, he kind of fell on hard times. We both started speaking on our hate towards certain ethnicities and all that. And, he rolled with me. You know what I mean? And we just really, and, I've apologized for it a few times. And it was just something I was just really, I'm not proud of those things. I can't even watch an episode. People were like, oh, The Real World is the highest rated thing in 2015 on XTV Network. That's cool. But I just can't see myself like that. I'm so far removed. You know what I mean? Go them crackers again, not acknowledging they negatives. Excuse me? Nothing. But, so, like, you done explain what happened after The Real World. You got beat up all the time. And, Obama wins. Now everybody beating your ass. Where was your life after this? Definitely in limbo, till they brought back the XTV kind of Coachella event where they were just doing all the old XTV shows, XTV TV shows from back then and bringing them back in 2012, 2013. We did that for a few years and, I did mine in 2012 to very high acclaim and people really enjoyed it, you know what I mean? And I had fun going back in time, doing it. And, people actually forgave, the past for that portion of the show and just let me do what I do. And, now I'm just watching young talent, Everybody's pretty entertaining to me. Who you got your eye on? Definitely Howard Tavari. I think he's a very good kid. He's funny, and he's one of the guys that I feel played his cards right. He never sold out. He never did anything like he was bad when he was a kid, but he never did anything that was really, really wrong. You got the killer, disgrace the title, the fuck. But Tavari didn't do that. He was just a bad kid. But he grew up, he married a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? And they have kids together and all that. So I'm definitely looking at him and wondering what's his next step. He's the XTV guy that I feel has done everything right. You know what I mean? Well, that's it. There you have it. Anything in the future, James, you got going on? Nothing. I'm just washed up. Word, you heard it here. 44 minutes and some change. Jasmar's podcast. Yo, this shit was ill. Like the way he went to the past and talked and then said words. Shit. Anyway, y'all know how we do it. Mac Anthony ain't got shit to say or add. Jasmar's podcast. Peace.